Very good afternoon, class. So, in the last week, we started with the borrowed capital, and we have already finished with the two topics of lesson number 2. As you all know, we are continuing with the topic sources of corporate finance. So, class, in the last week, as I was telling you all, we have already finished two topics related to long term and short term both. So, we started basically with long term sources borrowed capital. In borrowed capital, we have finished off with debentures, and short-term sources may we finished public deposit. Okay, so today we'll be continuing with two more topics related to borrowed capital. So the first topic which we'll be covering today is bonds, and the other topic is depository receipts. So basically it's an extension of, you can say, public deposit, or other short-term sources may you can include them. So we'll be learning about ADR and GDR, that is American Depository Receipt and Global Depository Receipts. Also in this particular video, we'll be learning second distinguish between equity shares and preference shares. So there are three distinguish in this chapter. Out of that, we have already finished the first one, shares and debentures. Okay, so the first distinguishes between shares and debentures. Today we'll be targeting the distinguish between equity shares and preference shares. Okay, so we start with our today's topic, class. Pay attention. So as I told you, the topic which we are starting today is called as bonds. So what is the meaning of bond? Bond is a debt security. Debt means borrowing, loan. So this is also a kind of loan security, you can say. All the bonds have maturity date and is paid in cash at certain date in future. So this is a particular security on which the rate of interest is fixed, and you will be getting the both the principal amount as well as the rate of interest at a certain date in the future. There's a definition given according to Webster Dictionary. A bond is an interest-bearing certificate. As you'll remember, debenture, it was a acknowledged certificate issued by the company. In the same way, bond is an interest-bearing certificate issued by the government or the business firm, promising to pay the holder a specific sum at a specified date. So the definition is very clear. In this, you'll be getting a fixed rate of interest on maturity date along with the principal. Thus, a company borrows money and issues bonds as an evidence of debt. Okay. So coming towards the features of bonds. Now, what do we understand after getting the meaning of bonds? What are the features of bond? So basically, nature of finance. This is the first feature. As I told you, it is a debt finance. It is a debt instrument. It provides long-term finance to the company. That is why it is included under the head long-term sources. The bonds can be issued for longer periods of time, that is 5 years, 10 years, 25 years, or even maximum of 50 years also you can issue. Second, the status of bondholder. When you purchase bonds of a particular company, you all become the creditors of the company. Again, it is the same status as a debenture holder. So remember, class, that time also I told you all, as you all are becoming the creditor of the company, you all do not have any voting rights in the general meeting of the company. So in the same way, even if you invest or buy the bonds of the company, you become the creditor of the company, but you don't get any voting rights with this. You cannot vote in the general meeting of the company, whichever is held. So that's your status. Number 3, return on bonds. As I told you, you get fixed rate of interest. So the bondholder gets a fixed rate of interest. It is payable at regular interval or on the maturity of the bond, depending upon the company which you are investing in. Repayment. Bonds have specific maturity date on when the principal amount is repaid. So these are the simple features of bonds. So we'll just have a quick revision. So what was bond? It is basically issued for long term, like 5, 10, 25, even 50 years. You become the creditor of the company. It is interest bearing certificate. This is the main word you have to remember for bonds. So the features include nature, status, return, and repayment. Okay. So it's a small topic, not very depth or in detail, and simplest topic. Now moving forward with the next source of finance, which is very, very important as per today's point of view and as per the today's market which is going on. So just pay attention when I'm explaining you all this topic. The topic is ADR, that is American Depository Receipt, and GDR, Global Depository Receipt. So I have not cut short anything. I have taken the entire paragraph which is given in your textbook, because I want you all to understand each and every line of this particular paragraph which is mentioned. So class, pay attention when I'm teaching you all. Now in India, the shares of public company are listed and traded on various stock exchanges. This we have already discussed many a times in the class, that when we are talking about dealing of shares, in India we have two institutes for it. One is BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange, and NSE, that is National Stock Exchange. But that is within the limits, within the boundaries of Indian country, right? Now, as you have learned last time in economics also, after the adoption of free economic policy, new economic policy, and due to globalization, some of the Indian companies' shares are also listed and traded on foreign stock exchanges like New York Stock Exchange, NYSE, or National Association of Securities Dealer Automated Quotation, NASDAQ, if I tell you all in short. So you must have heard this word many a times in news channel, especially on English news channels if you all watch, or also on the stock exchange like Sensex and Nifty. You have this NYSE and NASDAQ. So these are the two main institutes wherein the Indian companies' stock exchanges are listed. The stocks are listed. Now, when you have to list the shares on these stock exchanges, you have to comply with the policies of these stock exchanges. Definitely, India का stock exchange का policy and America या other countries के जो stock exchange के policy है, उनमें बहुत फर्क होता है. So, if you want your company's share to come on that stock exchange, आपको कुछ rules and regulations follow करने पड़ते हैं. The policies of these stock exchanges are different than the policies of Indian stock exchanges. Therefore, now listen to this line very carefully, class. Those Indian companies which cannot list their shares directly on the foreign stock exchanges gets listed indirectly using ADR and GDR. So जो कंपनीज, जो इंडियन कंपनीज डायरेक्टली अपने स्टॉक्स नहीं डाल पाती न्यूयॉर्क स्टॉक एक्सचेंज पे या नास्डाक पे, वो लोग डिपॉजिटरी रिसीट के थ्रू अपने शेयर्स इन स्टॉक एक्सचेंजेस पे डलवाते हैं. तो आप बोल सकते हो दे एक्ट एज एजेंट्स. तो एडीआर और जीडीआर के थ्रू दे लिस्ट देयर शेयर्स इनडायरेक्टली ऑन स्टॉक एक्सचेंजेस. समझ में है? मतलब एजेंट के थ्रू, डायरेक्ट नहीं होता है, वाया वाया होके जाएगा ऐसा. So followed the last two lines. I am repeating it again. Those Indian companies which cannot list their stocks directly on the foreign stock exchanges, they get their stocks listed indirectly using ADR and GDR. तो अभी next slide में देखते हैं what do you mean by ADR and GDR. So ADR, as I told you, stands for American. That means representing USA, America, that is dollar. GDR, global, globally all over, even euros, European countries, euro denominated instruments में trading होती है. तो dollar और euro denominated instrument traded in USA and Europe stock exchanges. The Indian company issues shares to an intermediary. मैंने बोला था ना intermediary. Intermediary means middleman, agent, called as depository. Bank of New York, City Group, etc. act as foreign depository bank. This depository bank issues ADR and GDR to investors against these shares. तो बेसिकली जो इंडियन कंपनीज होती हैं, दे इशू देयर शेयर्स टू अ मिडलमैन व्हिच इज कॉल्ड एज डिपॉजिटरी, और ये डिपॉजिटरी का काम ये बैंक करते हैं, जैसे बैंक ऑफ न्यूयॉर्क, सिटी बैंक एक्सेट्रा. सो ये बैंक क्या करते हैं, इन द इंडियन कंपनी गिव देयर शेयर्स टू दीज बैंक, और ये बैंक इन टर्न इश्यूज एडीआर एंड जीडीआर. तो मतलब एक हाथ लो एक हाथ दो, दैट इज द पॉलिसी. So what does the bank gets? The shares. And what does the Indian companies gets? The receipt. Okay, depository receipt. The ADR and GDR represent fixed numbers of shares. These ADR or GDR are then sold to the people in the foreign country. The ADR and GDR are traded like regular shares. They are listed on stock exchanges. The prices also fluctuate depending upon the demand and supply. Both ADR and GDR are depository receipts, but the only difference is the location. दोनों भी depository receipt है, लेकिन दोनों में जो difference है वो है पहले अक्षर का A और G. So what does this A or G stands for? If the depository receipt is traded in America, USA, तो उसको American depository receipt कहा जाता है. And if it is traded in a country अदर देन अमेरिका, अमेरिका को छोड़ के आप किसी और कंट्री में ट्रेडिंग कर रहे हैं आपके शेयर्स की, तो इट इज कॉल्ड एज ग्लोबल डिपॉजिटरी रिसीट. सो फॉलो द डिफरेंस. अभी हम एनआरआई की बात करें, नॉन रेजिडेंट इंडियंस एंड फॉरेन नेशनल्स कैन इन्वेस्ट देयर मनी इन इंडिया बाय परचेजिंग एडीआर एंड जीडीआर. They can buy ADR and GDR using their regular equity trading account. The companies pay dividend in home currency to the depository bank, and the depository bank converts it into the currency of the investor and pays the dividend. ये तो लॉजिक आपको पता ही होगा. When we travel from India to America, we cannot carry rupees with us, right? We have to convert that rupees into dollars. सेम वे जब डॉलर से कोई आपका मान लो कोई रिलेटिव बाहर रहता है, अगर वो मनी ट्रांसफर कर रहा है, so he will not transfer the dollars over here. He has to convert the dollars into Indian rupees and then you get the rupees here. Correct? So basically that is what is explained here. The company pays dividend in the home currency to the depository bank. तो मतलब फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर अमेरिका में शेयर्स खरीद रहे हो तो अमेरिकन कंपनीज उनको डॉलर देगी, बराबर है. द अमेरिकन कंपनीज विल गिव द डॉलर्स टू द डिपॉजिटरी बैंक, and the depository bank will convert it into the currency of the investor and pay the dividend. तो जैसे ही अमेरिका ने मान लो बैंक ऑफ न्यूयॉर्क को डॉलर्स में पे किया, अब वही डॉलर वाला अमाउंट बैंक इंडियन रुपी में कन्वर्ट करके आपके इंडियन कंपनी को देगा. The same way the Indian company will give rupees to depository bank, and वही depository bank रुपी को डॉलर में कन्वर्ट करके उन शेयर्स को आगे बेचेगा to the public. So that is what is you have to keep in mind. So are you all clear with the concept ADR and GDR? Okay. So again short में बता देती हूँ. ADR and GDR किस लिए होता है? इंडियन कंपनीज के स्टॉक्स बाहर के कंट्रीज के स्टॉक एक्सचेंज पे लिस्ट किए जाते हैं. Now for that purpose you have to follow certain rules and regulations. But if your Indian company's shares are not able to be traded directly on the stock exchange, you go through an intermediary which is called as depository. You buy ADR and GDR from them. You give your shares and they give you ADR and GDR. And then your shares gets listed on the stock exchange, but indirectly. So in this way, if you're trading in America, it is called as ADR. If you're trading in any country other than America, it is called as GDR. Okay. Also, the money which you get gets converted into your currency of the country, and you get the payment or dividend as per the shares which are traded. The exchanges on which GDR is traded, that is Global Depository Receipt, as I told you, other than America, are London Stock Exchange, Luxembourg Stock Exchange, Nasdaq, Dubai, Singapore Stock Exchange and Hong Kong Stock Exchange. So these are the other global depository receipts, other countries wherein you can trade apart from America or US. Now there's a small activity given. I hope you can do this activity sitting at home. You have to find out the names of certain Indian companies who have issued ADR as well as GDR. So I think you can Google this out and you can come to know which Indian countries have issued ADR as well as GDR. That is in foreign countries कौन-कौन से Indian company के stocks नास्डाक या न्यूयॉर्क स्टॉक एक्सचेंज जैसे स्टॉक एक्सचेंजेस में लिस्ट किए जाते हैं. डायरेक्टली नहीं तो इनडायरेक्टली एडीआर और जीडीआर कौन-कौन से इंडियन कंपनीज ने इश्यू करे हैं. So that you can check out. That is a small activity which I think you can do it right now sitting at home. So class, so today we have covered two topics, that is bonds and depository receipts. Now as I told you, we will also be covering distinguish between equity shares and preference shares. So again I've made a smart code in order to remember the distinguish. If you all want, you can use this smart code. The smart code is really very simple one, which I guess everybody are aware of. MTV Roadies Fever. So this is the smart code which I have prepared for you all for distinguish between equity shares and preference shares. So basically the letters which you can see I have written in bold are your smart codes, that is MTV, R. Now R comes 4 times in this and F. So this is the smart code for equity shares and preference shares. MTV Roadies Fever. Now let us see the points one by one. So here's the list. MTV. So as you can see, meaning, types and voting rights. Then I told you you have 4 R's that we'll go one by one. And fever is nothing but your face value. So as you can see, second, third, fourth. These are the 3 R's and the 1 is behind and F. So we'll see these features one by one. Point number 1, meaning. So the shares which are not preference shares are called as equity shares. That is, these shares do not have any preferential right for payment of dividend and repayment of capital. It's not compulsory to write the entire thing. आप लोग लिख सकते हो. Shares which are not preference shares are called as equity shares. Then here you can write preference shares are those shares which carry preferential right. There were 2 rights if you all paid attention, payment of dividend and repayment of capital. ये मैंने सिखाया था जब मैंने पढ़ाया था ये topic. Then you have types. Equity shares are of 2 types, having normal voting rights and having differential voting rights. Preference shares are of various type. Remember the smart code CCPR. Cumulative, non-cumulative, convertible, non-convertible, redeemable, irredeemable, and participating and non-participating preference shares. So 2 points clear. MTV, voting rights. Equity shareholders enjoy normal voting rights. That means they can participate in the management of the company. लेकिन preference shareholders do not enjoy normal voting rights. That means they cannot participate in the management of the company except अगर कोई matters उनको affect कर रहे हैं then only. Otherwise they have no normal voting rights. तो MTV clear है, meaning, types and voting rights. Okay. Now coming to 4 R's. Number 1, return of capital. Equity capital cannot be returned during the lifetime of the company except in case of buyback. A company can issue redeemable preference shares which can be repaid during the lifetime of the company. So as we saw, equity shares are not redeemable, but preference shares एक type का है redeemable preference shares. So definitely you can get those shares during the lifetime of the company. So are the points clear up till now? Okay. Moving forward with the next set of R, rate of dividend. Equity shares are given dividend at fluctuating rate depending upon the profits of the company. Preference shareholders always gets dividend at a fixed rate. उनका rate fixed रहता है. Rights and bonus issue, as I told you, equity shareholder gets the benefit of bonus as well as rights issue. Lekin preference shareholders are not eligible for bonus and rights issue. Risk. Equity shareholders are subject to higher risk. This is because of fluctuating rate of dividend and no guarantee of refund of capital. Preference shares are at less risk because of fixed rate of dividend and preferential rights with respect to dividend and repayment of capital. तो सबसे ज्यादा रिस्क कहाँ पे होता है इक्विटी शेयर्स में एंड सबसे ज्यादा कम रिस्क कहाँ पे होता है प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स में. So are the 4 R's clear? Return of capital, risk, rights and bonus issue, rate of dividend. Finally, coming to the fever F, face value. The face value of equity shares is generally low. बोला था ना 1 रुपए से 10 रुपए तक होता है. Whereas the face value of preference share is relatively higher, that is starting from 100 rupees, or it is always issued in multiples of 100. That is 100, 200, 300, 500, etc. So with this class, we stop here for today. So I hope the concept is clear regarding bonds, ADR, GDR, and the distinguish between equity shares and preference shares. So tomorrow we'll be continuing and we are coming towards the end of the chapter. Hardly 2 to 3 small concepts are remaining. And with that, we'll be finishing off with 2 lessons of SP. So I hope you all are studying and revising because none of you all are asking me any doubts. So I think with this, it denotes that maybe the concept is very clear, or maybe you all are not at all referring or listening to the video. So anyways, keep studying, keep practicing. If any doubt, please feel free and WhatsApp it to me so that in the next video, I can keep your doubts in my mind and prepare the topic accordingly. All right. Thank you so much, class, for listening to me. And we stop here for today.